Hello everyone, welcome back to ICT class, and this is video number 23. Hope you all are fine and safe. Did you study the topics which we have discussed previously in the last day class? What all things we have done? We have already finished our 5th chapter, and the chapter name is, what is the chapter name? My own computer game, and it is related to the computer gaming. There we have played a game by using a software named Scratch software, and in that software we have done the car game. We have this car track we have, which is our stage, and also the character which is we are using in our for playing the game is known as the our sprite. The character is known as a sprite, and here the character or the sprite is car. Okay, and according to that we have done a lot of activities in that Scratch software by using different blocks. We familiarized about different block palettes, and from there we have familiarized about different blocks which includes motion, sensing, like that. And by using the blocks we have made the script and we have played the game. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So in the last class we have done the last two activities of that chapter, and that one is when the car gets out of track, and the last activity changing the costumes. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So with this much our chapter 5 is also completed. So if you have any doubt from that chapter, you have to ask me in the upcoming classes. Okay, so basically in that chapter we have discussed about the Scratch software, and in that software we have played a game by using the car, and we have done a lot of activities regarding to that. In that software we discussed about the block palette, script area, stage, and the characters. Characters are with sprite. Though we have three buttons, buttons to add the sprite. So how all we can in what all ways we can add different three buttons which we have discussed, and from that mostly we will be using the second button, which includes to open the file from outside the computer, that means outside the location. So by using that we have included our character sprite, and we have done the activities. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So now in this session we will be moving to the next chapter, and the chapter name is Data Analysis Made Easy. That is our chapter 6 in the part 2 textbook. Okay, so all must take, while watching the video you have to take the part 2 textbook. Okay. Data analysis made easy. Here from the picture what you can understand that, like that means many papers are there, like a pillar it is showing, so that a boy is standing behind that, not that means down that paper pillar, and he is looking, oh my god, how much papers are there, how I will evaluate, how I will look that paper, how I will check that paper, like that the boy is looking, and he is thinking like that. And from behind you can see a girl is running with a computer. So in that computer there is a software which help us to analyze the data very easily. Okay, so here you can see how it went wrong this time to collecting data from houses was easier. Let's try once more. Okay, yes, how can we tabulate the data from 100 questionnaires and analyze it? These all are some questions. These two students are they are confused about that. They are asking questions with each other, how we can do these all things very easily. If we got large number of data, how we can analyze this data, how we can store this data, how we can tabulate this data. So for using these all things we will be having a software, and that software name is spreadsheet. Have you understood the problem faced by Anu and Amina? They are trying to consolidate and analyze the questionnaires collected as part of project. They have a wide range of data with them collected after visiting a number of families. What are the activities they have to do now? Look at the procedure. It's neither difficult task to classify, tabulate and analyze data collected from more than 100 questionnaires and to reach conclusions. If we do it with the help of computer, it will reduce our workload and make the analysis easy. So spreadsheet software which help us to do these all things very easily. We can consolidate data, we can analyze data, and we will be getting the conclusion. How many papers, how many questionnaires, or if we got how many large amount of data, if we have, when we play by using this software, we can analyze the data, we can make it easy, we can tabulate, we will be getting the correct conclusion regarding that. So throughout this chapter we will be studying about spreadsheet software. Some different spreadsheet software are Numeric, Calligra Sheets, they are the developers of spreadsheet softwares. Numeric, Calligra Sheets, Microsoft Excel, OpenOffice.org, Calc, LibreOffice Calcs are some examples of spreadsheet software. In Windows we will be using Microsoft Excel, and in Ubuntu we will be using LibreOffice or LibreOffice Calc. Okay, OpenOffice Calc also one of the spreadsheet software. Okay, so here we will be doing activities with the help of this LibreOffice Calc. Okay. There are a lot of academic projects assigned in our textbook. Academic projects can be done as a part of lessons you have to study or based on a particular social issue. Okay, scientific and well-planned data collection, consolidation, analysis and making the right inferences are the features of project-based learning. That means here Anu and Amin are doing an academic project. It is based on your social science, basic science textbook title, Let's Regain Our Field. So based on that chapter they are doing an academic project. So how we can do? So regarding that project, they have collected different questionnaires from the persons. So they need to analyze, they need to tabulate, and we need to get a conclusion for that. So for that they will be using a spreadsheet software, and it is known as the LibreOffice Calc. Okay. So here we will be studying how we can open LibreOffice Calc. When we open application, Office, LibreOffice Calc, you will be getting a home page like this. So this is when we compare with the LibreOffice Writer and all, some differences you can see. You can see different check boxes. Right, different check boxes you can see here. These check boxes are known as cells. Okay, this one is cell. When we place our mouse pointer here, you will be getting a box which is of black color, that is in bold color. This is known as the cell pointer. Okay, this is the cell. When we place our mouse pointer here, that it will reflected, it will be bold, and it is known as the cell pointer. This is the home page of LibreOffice Calc, and these are some of the tools which we will be using for doing the activities. And this is our menu bar. Okay, this is the menu bar. This is the file menu. If you want to save, we can save the project from file menu. If you want to open and bring any other project, that also we can be doing from the file menu. Okay. So this is the rectangle boxes. So first activity is to identify the cell address. First activity is to identify the cell address. I already told this is the cell. These all are the cells. So when we place our pointer here, it will be the cell pointer. A cell is identified by its cell address. We can type and add information in the cell where the cell pointer is. That means here I am placing my cell pointer, and if I am typing like Babita, I can do that. Before typing or before doing anything, if you want to if you want to do any particular activity, or if you want to write something in this cell, we have to place the cell pointer here so that it will be get brightened, so that it will be get bold. Then only we can write the things. Here if I can write Aaron, Okay, so this is known as the cell. These are cells, and when we place a pointer, that particular portion will get bold, and that is known as the cell pointer. So here we are going to find out the address. Okay, the cell address. Okay, this each cell will be identified by a cell address. So here when we place this pointer here, you will be getting here what all things. When we open the spreadsheet software, what all things you can see. Rows you can see, columns you can see, like A to the lot of that means when we drag over here, you can see a lot of rows and columns you can see here. So A, B, C, D, like that, these are the columns, and many rows are here. When we drag to the down, you can see the rows also here. Okay, so if I place my pointer here, if I place the cell pointer here, and if I want to know the particular cell particular address of this cell, how I can do that? You can see when I place my pointer here, you will be you can see the color change here in the column, and in the row the color changed here. So the combination of this row and the column, when we combined these both, we will be getting the cell address. So here this address of this particular cell will be 2B. Okay, so if I place here, the cell address of this particular cell will be 6B. If I place it over here, the address will be 13B. So this is our first activity. We have to find out the cell address, and we have they have given some table. Name of the column C6. Cell address is C6. It will be like this. C6. C6. Sorry, it will be like, you can see here, it is not like row column, like column row. C6. You can see the address over here. Address, it will be written in this small box. Okay. Again. Like just I will be showing one thing. I have zoomed this. Here they have asked to fill this column. Here name of the row is 12, and name of the column they are asked to write. The cell address is H12. So what will be the name of the column? Yes, it will be H. Here name of the column is M, name of the row is 34, cell address will be M34. Here name of the column is AJ, name of the row they didn't give, but cell address they have given AJ110. So the name of the row will be 110. Here K65. So name of the column will be K, name of the row will be 65. So like that we can find out the address. Okay. When we zoom like this here, you can see when we drag like this, you can see the columns. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So if you have any doubt, you must ask me in the upcoming classes. So VisiCalc is the first spreadsheet program prepared for personal computers. The first edition was released in 1979. VisiCalc is the acronym of Visible Calculator. It was the product of a joint effort by Don Bricklin and Bob Frankenstein. Spreadsheet software packages like Multiplan and SuperCalc had been in use at that time. Okay, so VisiCalc is the first spreadsheet software which is developed. Okay. So next we will be we have done the first activity, and next we will be doing another activity of adding a new row and column, and also about the adding serial number. So we will be discussing it in the upcoming activity. So if you have any doubt, you must ask me in the upcoming Google Meet. Okay. So the basic software which we are using for these all activities is known as LibreOffice Calc, and we can open the LibreOffice Calc like application, office. Then you can see the LibreOffice Calc. Okay. So those who are having computer, practice the activity, try to open the LibreOffice Calc and try to understand all the cell address, cell pointer and all. So see you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.